The first sign you are genetically gifted is you have naturally straight teeth. Now, although teeth formation is heavily influenced by diet, the reason why this is here is because in the modern day our diet and environment is trash. So to have naturally straight teeth and by extension a wide palate is rare, and good genetics reduce the impact of bad environment, meaning you likely have good genetics. This is very important as every area of the face is impacted by a wide palate. Basically, if your teeth are straight naturally, you likely have a better developed midface and skull, as the maxilla, which is the most important bone in the face, is well developed. Every good feature of the face, such as a wide jaw and compact eye area, are a result of this one feature. This is why having hunter eyes is synonymous with good jaw development. They aren't independent because they are both the result of a wide palate and good bone development. So the odds are these other areas are also well developed, and for those who don't naturally have this, braces and other orthodontic measures are extremely accessible surgeries that are very common for a reason, because people's palates are malformed at an increasing rate due to our worsening diets, and this leads to the majority of facial flaws, hence why they give braces to children, because if your teeth aren't corrected, it will lead to more complications with the rest of your face in adulthood. And for those who have somewhat of a narrow palate, palate expander could massively improve your appearance. And if you look smacks and end up having kids, make sure they eat actual food or get orthodontic intervention so they don't end up as sub-5s. The next sign is you are over 6 feet tall. This means you are already in a minority of men. Height is a trait heavily looked for by women and is one of the most obvious genetic traits that can be passed on. But another way to tell if you're gifted would be if you are over 5 inches taller than your father. You may not be 6 feet, but if your dad is 5 feet 5 and you reach 5 feet 10, it's likely you are genetically gifted and exceed the average difference of height that is expected. The next sign you're genetically gifted is that you have never had acne. Now, it's important to understand acne is solely environmental. There's no such thing as genetic acne, but having good genetics will reduce the likeliness you get acne, as it means you're likely better at detoxifying your body. This also goes for allergies and illness. If you have no allergies and rarely get ill, then you are likely genetically gifted, as you are more resilient to toxins and environmental stresses, as your immune system is better at dealing with threats. The next sign you're genetically gifted is you have a V-taper. This is the equivalent of a woman with wide hips. Wide shoulders and a narrow waist are the most attractive part of a physique to women. Everything else is negligible. If you have this naturally, then you are genetically gifted. Another sign you are genetically gifted is you have full muscle attachment. This is basically having all your muscles be in the correct shape and having high symmetry. Every aesthetic physique has this. If your chest is fully attached with no gap, if your abs are symmetrical, then you have good genetics. If you don't have these, you should predominantly focus on building the shoulders, specifically the lateral head, to wide shoulders. Also, style clothes that accentuate a V-taper. Also, having a naturally wide neck is another sign you are genetically gifted, as it likely means you have a more robust skull, and means you are naturally more resistant to physical damage to the brain.